Hi everyone, my name's Shayna. I was assigned to kindergarten for this semester. The thematic unit that I'm going to use is All About Me, which is going to be completed in the month of September. My kindergarten class consists of 21 general education students. There are no paraprofessionals and no teacher's assistants within the classroom. The objective of this particular lesson is that students will identify their own facial features on their body using a mirror. And in order to begin our process and to get the students really engaged and motivated, we're going to play the game of Hokey Pokey. And we're only going to use facial features that begin from our neck to the top of our head. So we're going to use things like eyes, nose, ears. We'll even throw our hair in and our chins. So that's all part of just the motivation. The motivation should last anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes. Once we've completed our motivation and have really started to look at the specific area of, just our head, I'm going to move into my mini lesson. And the mini lesson consists of a teacher-directed activity. So I have a mirror in one hand, and in front of me I also have a paper that has the shape of a head and smaller sheets that have eyes, nose, mouth, eyebrows, maybe even different textures of hair. Those are all parts that will be consistent with the project that we're going to be working on. So once I have identified ways to look at your own facial features, I would ask for a student volunteer. And we would go through just a few steps so that not only is it directed by me as a teacher, but one of the children is able to experience this, and the other students are able to identify and help clarify the specific features that are located on the head. Once our mini lesson is going to be complete, which should last anywhere between 5 and 8 minutes, the students are going to be broken up into pairs. They're going to go with their reading partners. And each student will receive a mirror, a paper just like I have with the shape of a head. It will have also small pieces of paper that have eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and hair texture. And so the students are going to go into separate parts of the classroom, and they will each have a few minutes to identify their own facial features using crayons, colored pencils, and markers. They're going to color in the items that were given to them, and then following that part of the activity, they're going to cut everything out and glue them onto the face that they have been given. On the board, once this is all completed, this is about 10 to 12 minutes. Once this part of the lesson is going to completed, we come back as a whole group, and we're going to, the sentence, "I have blank eyes," is going to be put on the board. And students are going to be asked to fill in that blank with what they have noticed using the mirror and what their friends have talked about in this last lesson. Each student will have a space at the bottom of their face, and they are going to be asked to write down this sentence. The differentiation is that not all students are going to know how to write at the beginning of kindergarten. So students are able to really just put on paper whatever they can, and that is going to be acceptable. It's a great tool for assessment, and so that's going to be part of the lesson. When they're filling it in, some of the students are not going to be able to write. And as the teacher, as I'm walking around, I'll be able to notice what works for some and what doesn't work for others. So therefore, I can take different ideas. Students will use colored writing utensils in order to just fill in that blank line, or whatever tools that they have in order to create the sentence that I'm asking for. Cordova and Leong discuss the ideas of art and drawing in terms of scaffolding and a Vygotskian approach. They state that drawing is often not used in an appropriate manner for children to remember the most essential elements. It's therefore known that we should create moments for students to use what they have learned and express through art their own interpretation. With that in mind, my lesson allows students to use what they see in their mirror as a means of art. They must use their own eyes to describe and depict what they see. This helps students to really identify and become more accustomed to what they're seeing, and really also be able to differentiate between themselves, their own features, and what others have, and to really become accepting of those features. Thank you. I hope this lesson comes across well.